1 in 7 Christian minorities are under threat in 2022. In January the 10th of this year, 2022, Open Doors, an international NGO advocating on behalf of persecuted Christians, released their annual World Watch List. The World Watch List assessed 50 countries where Christians face the most severe types of persecution. The newly established data reveals significant changes in the situation of Christian minorities around the world. According to the research, the persecution of Christians has reached the highest levels since the World Watch List began nearly 30 years ago. Quote, across 76 countries, more than 360 million Christians suffer high levels of persecution and discrimination for their faith, an increase of 20 million since last year. Therefore, 312 million Christians live in the top 50 countries alone. 1 in every 7 Christians live under at least high levels of persecution or discrimination for their faith. My name is Brian Dwyer, and I am the director of the Catholic Refugee Sponsors Council, or the CRSC, and the Augustinian Center for Social Justice. With me today is Peter Bhatti, and he is going to speak to us about his life and the International Christian Voice, which he founded and is trying to address some of these issues. Hello, Peter, and welcome.
Thank you very much, Brian, for having me in your program.
So, Peter, why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about yourself? Tell us where you were born and when you came to Canada.
Brian, before I start to say about myself, I just want to say thank you to you and Christian Refugee Council, Catholic Refugee Council, to give me opportunity to share my thoughts. I born in Pakistan, in province of Punjab, and there is a small village called Khushpur. Khushpur is known by the Vatican of Pakistan, and there are 100% Catholics are living there. So I born and raised there, and in 1997, I came to Canada.
Now tell us a little bit about the International Christian Voice. When did it start and why?
International Christian Voice was started on year 2000, and the reason of that one, most of you know about my brother Bhatti, who was the strong advocate of religious freedom and human rights. He highlighted the plight of the religious minorities and Christians in Pakistan. When I came to Canada and he visited me, and he told me, and he showed a desire that, brother, you are here and we need a platform on international stage where we are able to highlight the plight of our brothers and sisters and create awareness what they are suffering in Pakistan. And therefore, we started International Christian Voice in 2000, and since that time, International Christian Voice is advocating on behalf of the religious minorities of Pakistan and all over the world.
I'm going to show on the screen your the website for the International Christian Voice, and I notice here that it'll come up in a second. You have a Shabazz is mentioned very prominently here on the website. And every year in March, I believe, you have the virtual, or the event, last year probably virtual, and this year virtual, remembering the life and legacy of Shabazz. So tell us a little bit about why this event happens, and you raise money for this from this event, and what is the money for?
Yes, because Shabazz gave his life for the marginalized, oppressed, and downtrodden Christian and other religious minorities of Pakistan. And to continue his legacy and remembrance of his life, every year in month of March, first or second week of March, we are hosting an event. And when we are remembering his life, our team was decided that it will be a nice if we can to continue his legacy, if we can raise some fund and support to the refugees, those are vulnerable and unable to support themselves, and we can make the changes in their life, and in that way we will practically show the what Shabazz has desired, and we are trying to fulfill his desire.
You mentioned refugees, and I see on the website here, you welcomed your first refugee family in 2022 from Sri Lanka. So your group is a sponsorship agreement holder, and you sponsor refugees. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about this particular family. You have Sahid and his wife Sana, who have arrived in Canada. So tell us a little bit about them and how they came to Canada.
Yes, Said and his family belongs to Pakistan, and they were severe threatening in Pakistan because of their Christian faith and falsely accused of blasphemy law. And they were hiding here and there in Pakistan, but the extremist was after them, and they made their life miserable. And they, after that, when they find out that there is no place for them to live in Pakistan, they flee from Pakistan to Sri Lanka, and they approach to us, and from there we bring them under the private sponsorship program as we are doing for others.
So how long did it take from the first time there was a that they applied for refugee status until they came to Canada? How long was the wait for them?
Actually, from them, it was a little bit better. They came within 2 years. But normally, when we have other refugees in Malaysia and Thailand, it is taking more than 3 years or more. So it is too long, but they are lucky that they are able to come within 2 years.
Right. Very good. I want to go about to talk to you a minute about the vision and the mission. The intention is to provide economic, social, and moral assistance to victims of religious persecution and human rights abuses. So I know that we mentioned at the beginning that Christians in the world are being persecuted. And so it's part of your belief, I'm sure, that you want everybody to be treated equally. Your vision is that all faiths can live in freedom and equality. Do you feel that you're making a good progress in that way?
Yes, sir, I am very satisfied, and with our limited sources but strong dedication, we are helping uh, several people on the ground, as well as we are helping them to bring to the Canada through sponsorship agreement holder program, PR private sponsorship. It is a great venue to help to the people. People are coming to us from different part of world, especially for the Christians of Pakistan. Either they are Sri Lanka, they are in Thailand, Malaysia, other part of the world. And through us, we are so far within the last 3 years, we are able to bring more than 80 people in Canada, and we are changing the life. Same time, those people are unable to come to Canada or they need our assistance, like if somebody need food, some need a medical assistance, some they need for schooling. We are helping them and supporting them, our limited sources on the ground.
So you do work with other partners in Canada and overseas, is that right? Who
Yes.
would be your partners here in Canada?
Here, like our Diocese of Toronto and Arath is our one of the strong partner, long-term relationship. Then we have Voice of Martyrs, and we have a Release Liberty partnership, and other people are with us, and also local churches, local communities also supporting us on that way. And same time, in the ground, we have my brother organization still existing there, and they are doing a great job. It's All Pakistan Minorities Alliance. My elder brother is also the head of that organization, Dr. Bhatti, and with his team, we are assisting the people on the ground and supporting them as much as we can.
Right, right. Well, Peter, it's been a great pleasure. You're doing great work, and it certainly is an issue that needs to be addressed, and you're doing your best to address it. I really appreciate your time. I'm giving the last word to you, your final comment on our conversation today.
Thank you. I want to, through you and this interview, I want to send the message that world is day by day going worse and worse. And being a Christians, we have to be more focused. As in Matthew chapter 25, it is Jesus Christ teach us, I was hungry, did you feed me? I was in prison, did you visit me? I was thirsty, did you give me water? If I was naked, did you give me clothing? If we are followers of our Jesus Christ, despite of the religious cost or belief, being a human, it is our duty to help them. And International Christian Voice is stand on this wordings and this belief. So I encourage all of you, those are listening my voice, that please get involved either with International Christian Voice or other partners like the Archdiocese of Toronto or Art is doing a wonderful job. Ethan Rudy is a great person. So get involved wherever you feel to be comfortable, but don't be leave behind. Do something, and slowly, we are able to help more people, and we can create a society. And also, same time, I want to urge you, do not be silent. When and where you see the persecution take place, raise your voice. It is our job. Silence is, we are giving opportunity to culprits to do more for them. So we raise your voice and to be support to the victims. Those are just suffering because they are believe on their belief. So in that way, we are able to help more people, and we can create a society where everybody can live without any fear, and they can live freely and independently, and they can start good life.
Peter, this has been terrific. I'm going to put up the how to contact you. Just a minute, I find it now. There we are. So if people are interested in sending you an email, your email is listed there, icvcanada.org. So Peter, I want to thank you again for your time, and best of luck in all that you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you to you and that what you are doing. And it is a great talking to you.
Thank you.
God bless you.